It's almost time, people. Tottenham take on Manchester United tonight, live in Bilbao in the Europa League Final. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around the huge Europa League Final clash to take place tonight, live and in living colour in Bilbao. On one side, we'll see Tottenham Hotspur take on the other side, Manchester United and Postecoglou against Ruben Amorim in what is a all-Premier League affair for this year's Europa League finale. Two teams that have had absolutely disastrous seasons domestically have a glimmer of hope of rescuing and salvaging something from this season in the form of not just a Europa League trophy, but also the guarantee of playing Champions League football for next season. This is going to be an incredible game for maybe all of the wrong or the good reasons. I'm not 100% sure, but this is obviously going to be the video in which we're going to be looking at the game, analysing it, previewing it, and of course trying to predict the outcome of tonight's game, whether it be across 90 minutes, 120 minutes, or it go all the way through to penalties. But before we go any further discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And I also encourage you all to get involved in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, but most of all, of course, your predictions on how you think tonight's game will go in the Europa League finale. Tottenham or Manchester United. Take your pick, people. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down there. Usually use that comment section. And without further ado, we're going to get onto the conversation ourselves. We're talking Tottenham, we're talking Man United, we're talking the Europa League Final. Let's do this. This is going to be an incredible game, one way or another. One way or another, this is going to be an absolutely incredible game because the build-up, the narrative, the story is all there. It's all there. You have on one side Tottenham Hotspur, haven't won a trophy since 2008. Ange Postecoglou comes in the summer of 2023 and says he always wins something within his second season in charge of a football club. Well, this is his second season, and this is his last shot at making that promise a reality. On the other side of things, Manchester United, with a new takeover under their belts, with a new head coach around them as well, have the opportunity to continue their progression, have an opportunity to put their progression under both of those regimes in the fast lane by qualifying for the Champions League in not even Ruben Amorim's first full season with the club. The Europa League is a fantastic gateway into the Champions League. I'm not going to be one of these people, and I've stated it in a video before, that's going to berate Manchester United or Tottenham for getting into the Champions League because they won the Europa League. It hasn't been a problem before. It won't be, in my opinion, going forward. A lot of people are just bitter and angry and need something to talk about in the current situation of the Premier League and obviously the state of European football in general. But what we do know is that come the end of this game, whether it be in 90 minutes, 120 minutes, or through penalties, one of these two teams is not only leaving Bilbao with some extra luggage to take on the plane with them back to their respected cities, but they're also guaranteed Champions League football for next season. What an incredible game this is. It's safe to say that both teams have been an absolute train wreck in the Premier League and domestically, but in the terms of this competition, they've saved their best performances for the Europa League. And that is why we are here with a last chance saloon with these two teams in terms of silverware and Champions League football. I'm split. I am a little split on this, and I know a lot of other people are as well, but I'm split in terms of my prediction, which we'll get onto a little later. But having gauged the opinions and predictions of other people on various social media sites, it seems that many people are somewhat split on this, and it's easily understandable as to why, given the fact that both of these teams have been poor in the Premier League, but also very good in the Europa League. You also add in the narrative of Ange Postecoglou saying what he did, Ruben Amorim's not even first full season at the club. And yet, both of these teams have somehow managed to get to a final of this competition. It's almost like if this was like a Royal Rumble, the final two entrances just walk in as the other 28 have just eliminated themselves. It's almost like that kind of scenario, and you're just questioning how the hell have these two teams managed to outlast everybody else to get to this point. But to be fair to them, the semi-finals was a pretty big breeze for both of these teams. Tottenham absolutely cruised past Bodo Glimt, and Manchester United, despite a lot of people suggesting that Athletic Bilbao would be the favourites for this competition and would actually get past United in a semi-final, were in cruise control. They were in cruise control against Bilbao in the semi-final for the most part. So, fair play to them for getting to this stage. And now there is one more hurdle to overcome. Each other in this all-English affair of a Europa League final. Spurs obviously come into this one with the momentum, and I'm not just talking about Premier League form or Europa League form, but I'm talking about form between these two sides in terms of head-to-head. Spurs have had the better of the results in recent meetings. Last time Manchester United actually beat Spurs was in 2022, and they since have played each other 6 times since that result. And I think that Spurs have won 5 of them, and there's been 1 draw, if memory serves me correctly. But if Spurs are going off of recent form and are confident on that, then fair play. But I just have this warning for you. Remember who you are. You are Tottenham Hotspur. It's okay doing it in a Premier League game that turned out to be meaningless because you didn't win the Premier League. It's alright doing it in a competition like the FA Cup or Carabao Cup when you didn't even win it, so it was meaningless. This time, it means something. This time, there is a lot more riding on the line than just a gateway to the next stage of a competition. This is the final. This is the last chance you get at winning silverware. This is the last obstacle to overcome before writing yourselves in the history books as the winners and as the club that triumphed in the year of 2025 of the competition known as the Europa League, the second tier of European competition. When it matters most, it would be incredibly Spursy for Tottenham to lose to Manchester United after picking up a good run of form in head-to-head clashes over the past few years. In terms of team analysis and team predictions, for Spurs, there's no Kulusevski, there's no Maddison. Doesn't look like they're going to be playing in this game, but Pape Sarr has been back in training. And as for Manchester United, there is no Lisandro Martinez or Matthias de Ligt, but the likes of Diogo Dalot, Joshua Zirkzee and Lenny Yoro have been back in training this week in a big boost to Manchester United there. As far as what our predicted lineup goes, I think for Spurs, you can somewhat predict the majority of the lineup in all honesty. It's going to be the predictable goalkeeper in Vicario, the predictable back four with Porro on the right, Udogie on the left, and with Van de Ven and Romero in the heart of the defence. And then in midfield, it could get a little interesting. Postecoglou could go with the safe option of the likes of Bissouma, Sarr and Bentancur. Or, if he wants to maybe throw a little bit of a curveball and go with a bit more of an attacking-minded number 10 in that role, he could put Son there. He could put Richarlison there. He could put Odegaard there. It's really interesting to see what is going to happen with Postecoglou in his team selection because, like I say, he could go with the safe option of 3 midfielders that are box-to-box, not really attacking-minded as much, Not really the most creative, but it would be a safe option to secure that midfield. Or he could go with a bit more of an attacking approach with one of the three aforementioned names that I previously reeled off in terms of maybe moving into the centre. If he goes with a safe option, you would imagine it's going to be Son on the left, Brennan Johnson on the right, and Dominic Solanke up front. Although, again, he could throw a curveball. He could go with Richarlison. It's open to interpretation as to what happens. Whereas, obviously, Richarlison would probably come in if, obviously, he goes with one of Odegaard. Whereas if he goes with Son through the middle. If he goes with Odegaard through the middle, Richarlison on the bench, it's going to be interesting to see how Postecoglou lines up in terms of that kind of debate and conversation to be had about predicting the Tottenham starting 11. As for Manchester United, Onana obviously in goal, and United fans around the world will be praying with everything that they have that this guy has an absolute blinding performance, does not drop a clanger, a howler, a disappointing performance overall. They'll be crossing their fingers and toes and everything else that they can cross that this guy is going to turn up tonight. You then have the potential of a Mazraoui, Maguire and Luke Shaw backline in the back three, although you could potentially put Lindelof in there. And of course, with Lenny Yoro back in training, there is the possibility that he could be in there as well. But it looks likely that Mazraoui will be starting alongside Maguire and Shaw in a back three. The wing-back situation will probably likely be Dorgu and Diallo. Diallo, of course, recently back from injury, has been building up his minutes in recent games and is obviously back fit and firing and ready to take on the final against Spurs. He could likely be the wing-back for this game, allowing more creative influences to push up higher up the pitch. You'll have Agate and Casemiro in the middle of the pitch. They've been working pretty well in tandem, especially in this competition. You'll have Bruno Fernandes, the informed Bruno Fernandes, I should say, that is in this competition, playing as a number 10 alongside, of course, Alejandro Garnacho. And leading the line will be Rasmus Højlund, who may not exactly have had the best of domestic campaigns, but he's doing fine in the European competitions, and that's seemingly what he's going to be known for over the past couple of years. Like I say, United have some good individual talents and quality players and match winners in this squad, and of course, none more so than Bruno Fernandes, who of course is the top, or joint top goal scorer, I should say, in this competition, and also has the second most goal contributions in the Europa League this season, only one behind Lyon's Ryan Cherki. He played a massive role for Manchester United across their time in the Europa League, including, of course, helping them snatch victory from the jaws of defeat when playing against Lyon in the quarterfinals. And of course, like I said before, don't rule out Rasmus Højlund as well. He may be poor in the Premier League, but in terms of the Europa League, he's actually scored 6 goals in this competition, one off the top goal scorers of the likes of Bruno Fernandes in this competition. So really, don't rule out anything as far as what this Manchester United team is concerned. Equally, don't rule out anything that this Tottenham team can produce as well. They've actually overcame a lot of adversity in this competition. A lot of people were worried about them against Frankfurt. They overcame that. A lot of people were worried, because it's Spurs, of course, that they would lose their 3-1 advantage going to Norway to face Bodo Glimt in the semi-final. They dealt with it comfortably and professionally away from home. So this is going to be a very intriguing game, and it's going to be one that I'm certainly looking forward to as a neutral. And that's where my prediction lies. I want Tottenham to win. Of course I do. I'd be stupid as a Liverpool fan to sit here and go, I want United to win. Don't clip that. Of course I want Tottenham to win. Of course I do. Of course I do. I want Tottenham to win this competition. But that's what my heart is saying. Because it would be great. I have friends that are Tottenham fans. I have my dad who's a Tottenham fan. It would be great for them to see Tottenham win a trophy for the first time in 17 years. And of course, it would be even funnier to see it at the expense of Manchester United. However, in recent years, United have proven themselves to be a bit of a cup team. They've made 4 finals in the past 3 years. This is going to be no easy task for Tottenham to handle. United have been poor, but United know when to turn up in these kinds of big games. They have big game players that are still there, that have turned up in finals before. Turn up in big games. The likes of Diallo, the likes of Fernandes, they turn up in games like this. We know that, we've seen it, and they also have the likes of Casemiro with his experience and Kobe Mainoo, who has also made a name for himself in these types of scenarios before. I want Tottenham to win, but I don't think they will. I think this game is going to be won on the transition. This game is going to be won on the counter-attack. This game is going to be won by who is the more decisive, who is the more clinical. And that's why I say that I don't know what to expect, because these are the kinds of words that you don't associate with both of these teams this season. Who has got that bigger clinical edge? Who will make the right decisions in the final third? Who will keep their concentration and composure the longest? Who will go the longest without making a horrendous error, a mistake? These are the questions that are going to be answered tonight when these two teams take on each other in Bilbao. And like I say, I will reiterate this point. My heart wants Tottenham to win for obvious reasons. But my head is saying it's going to be Manchester United. My head is saying that this is going to be another trophy to add to the collection of Manchester United. I think this is going to be won on the counter. This is going to be won on the transition. I think United have the better quality players. I think United have the more clinical of the players. And I think that they have the players and the match winners, the individual talent to step up when it matters most. And I just don't see Spurs having that. I think Spurs are probably going to play it safe. I think Spurs are going to be difficult at times. But ultimately, I think they'll just fall at the final hurdle. Because, of course, with the way that they play, they are going to create chances. And with the way that Man United defend, Tottenham are going to have chances. But also, with the way that Spurs defend, United are going to have chances. This game is going to be either a goals galore type of game, or it is going to be a frustrating game for everybody involved, whether you're neutral or not, because you're going to see build-up play that doesn't have an end product. You're going to see build-up play that is going to have end with the final ball not being good enough, or the shot be completely poor and wide of the mark. Like I say, I want to go with Tottenham, but I'm going to have to go with United. I'm going to have to go with a United victory. And I'm going to say that this game ends 3-2 to Man United. I think there are going to be goals in this game. And I'm going to say that this ends after extra time. I think we are going the 120 minutes in this game. And in the end, United are going to be the ones that, when the dust settles, are going to be the ones lifting the Europa League trophy and playing in the Champions League next season. Look, there you have it, people. Those are just my thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling, though. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, but most of all, of course, your opinions and predictions on tonight's Europa League final between Tottenham and Manchester United live in Bilbao. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling, people, down below in the comments section. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll speak to you all again very, very soon.